Stricter rules for labor migration in Sweden. This video is for you that want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa or work offer visa. For years now, Sweden has been changing their rules when it comes to work permit. Last year, since November 2023, the wages was hiked from 13,000 Swedish crown to 27,360 crown. Now, a new proposal was launched just last week, and they said that they want to increase skilled workers, as in the low skilled workers will no longer have so many opportunities to migrate in Sweden, and Sweden is now making it harder for low skilled workers to migrate in Sweden. And this is because the new rule requires the employer to pay you 34,000 Swedish crown. You can see how they are hiking this thing. So before you choose to migrate to Sweden, you have to consider the following. So in this video, I'll be giving you the advantages of living and working in Sweden. And I will also give you a list of professions that you need to consider before applying for a job seekers visa or a job offer. This is because, like I said, in this proposal, they are actually reducing low skilled workers and elevating high skilled workers. But there are certain exemptions for low skilled workers that will actually be considered in the new law. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. It's me again, your girl Camis. You know that in this video I basically talk about how you can boost your skill, how you can become productive, how to migrate to Europe, and how to actually live in Europe. Now, Sweden is one of the best countries in the world. Yes, it's also among the list of the richest countries in the world. Why do people choose to live in Sweden or migrate to Sweden? Let me give you some advantages. One of the biggest advantages of living in Sweden and working in Sweden is the benefits. There are so many benefits that you get as a Swedish resident. Number one, let me start with education. Did you know that Sweden has free education for all the students? And did you know that the students from the primary level get a laptop that they will use over the years they are in the school? And also in high school, the kids get free laptops that they use in school for free. They are not paying, it's for free. So that is why many people who have families choose to migrate to Sweden. Did you know, as a parent, for example, if your child is sick and you cannot go to work, did you know that when you call in sick at work, you will still get 80% of your salary? Yes, you will get 80% of your salary, so you can stay home and take care of kids. Did you know that children from 1 year actually go to preschool in Sweden, and they stay in the preschool based on your work schedule? For example, if you're starting working at 7 or 8, then you calculate the distance between your working place, then you can drop your kids as from 6 a.m. in the morning and pick them again 6 a.m. in the evening. And did you know that they take good care of the kids? I know there are some complaints sometimes, but I can promise you that they take care of this kid because these preschool are government mandated. Another thing is that, for example, you lost your job. Maybe something happened and you completely lost your job, and you have been paying insurance, which basically is from €10 or $10 to $30 every month, depending on which level of insurance you want. Did you know that when you lose your job, you will still get 80% of your salary for a whole year until you find yourself another job? Did you know when you go for parental leave, if you give birth and you've been working, you will still get your 80% of your salary until your child is 1 year and start going to preschool. Did you also know that every child in Sweden gets about $100 or $110 every month for free? And did you know that if you are earning low, the government actually supports a family that has kids with rentals? Yes. For example, if you're not earning so much, the government will actually give you some money to back up your rent. So there are so many advantages of living in Sweden. Now, let me give you the disadvantages. Sweden is very, very expensive. Yes, when it comes to house rent, it's very expensive, and now they are now they are now increasing the rent every month, every month. So it's very, very expensive. For it to work out, you really need to get a good job, and you also have to be two people. So as a single parent, it can be very hectic. But like I said, the government used to support the single mothers, but it's still not easy. Okay, so another disadvantage is that the taxes are too high. When you work, the more you work, the more taxes you pay. Another thing is, like, if you pay less taxes, then you're gonna pay back to the government. But if you've been paying a lot of taxes, like now, we are now expecting our tax return papers, and this is when we're gonna know that are we going to pay back, or are we getting money back? I'm eagerly waiting. So you guys, yeah, those are the disadvantages of living in Sweden, as life is expensive, and then rentals and also food and clothes is very expensive. But like I said, there is a lot of benefits that comes in Sweden once you get your resident permit. Guys, since last year, Sweden hiked their wages in regards to work permit. Before, if you want to apply for a work permit, you needed only 13,000 Swedish crown as one person. Now, since last year, November 2023, they hiked it to 27,360. So it means that if you want to apply for a work permit, or you want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa, or you get a job offer, make sure that your employer, as now 2024, will be able to give you 27,360. But the new rule has now changed, and they now introduced yet another hike that will come into effect next year, June 2025. And the new rule says that the skilled worker will need to earn 34,000 Swedish crown. So now you can see where we are getting to. So the main issue is that Sweden is trying to reduce unskilled workers and elevate skilled workers. So if I were you and I want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa, the following are the skills I would actually go through. So I have made a list of the skills that you can actually come into Sweden through a job seekers visa. Okay, now, primary school teachers, there is always a demand in teaching. So if you are a very good, high professional primary school teacher, then you can apply for this. This is among the jobs in high demand in Sweden. Basically, if you apply through this, you're gonna get a job seekers visa. Then special need educators, children with special needs. Yes, this is something that you can get. Or if you want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa, make sure you are in one of these categories. Software developers, very, very frequent, like they always need software developers, data analysts, cyber security, and software developers, like I said. Then police officers, are you ready to become a police in Sweden? Right now, you know, the rate of crime is increasing in Sweden, and if you want to work as a police or anything that has to do with criminology or security, then you can come and do that in Sweden. So if you have studied to be a police or anything that has to do with crime or in that line of security, then this is for you. So you can also look for a scholarship and study police officer. I'm telling you, you're gonna get a job. Then nursing assistants. You know that when it comes to medical, they always need peoples to come. So the new rule is for high skilled workers, but also there are some exemption, and that is the skills I'm giving you, that if you want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa, listen to this carefully. The other one is if you a doctor, maybe a specialist doctors, you're gonna get a high salary, more than 34,000. A specialist nurse, maybe you have studied nursing in specialization, then this is for you. IT architects, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, those are the professions that you should actually be looking to if you want to migrate to Sweden as a job seeker. Then, like I said, education sectors like high school, primary, preschool. In the health sectors, we already checked like nurse assistants, specialist nurses, midwife, and other medical profession. So you guys, yeah, if you want to come to Sweden through job seekers visa, it's never, we can never say never. Of course, they are talking about 34,000 Swedish crowns, but if you have high skills and in those lines that I've mentioned, then you can keep applying, because that one will give you more than 34,000 Swedish crown. And also, even if they don't give you more than 34 Swedish crown, these are considered skills that are in high demand and in shortage of labor. So there's also other occupation related to all those sectors that I mentioned. If you want to come and work as in the line of agriculture and industrial machinery repairs, pipe fitters, plumber, construction work, bus driver, mobile forest plant operators, welders, motor vehicles repairers, carpenter, healthcare assistants, yeah, those are the skills that if you have, you would actually get a visa through. So that is what I wanted to tell you guys. And then another thing about this new rule is that if you want to change your status, for example, you came to Sweden and you seek asylum and you want to change, it's no longer possible with the new rule. So I hope this video helps you guys, and before you now go and apply for your job seekers visa, you already know which skills you need to go into. Otherwise, don't waste your time, because they are gonna deny you. And also, don't use a visiting visa in Sweden or a tourist visa and then think that you're gonna change. In fact, getting a tourist visa in Sweden, most of the time they will deny you, and there is no way you can convert your tourist visa to a working visa. It's not possible. The only thing you can do is to come through Schengen visa, and then you study the country, and then when you go back there, you know what to do next.